Good morning and welcome to Inside Tennessee. I'm your moderator, John Becker, and we are pleased to have with us this morning some candidates for at-large seat in the Knoxville City Council race. Remember, the primary is in late August. We're going to talk more about some important dates coming up. But first, to the candidates, I'm going to introduce them and then our panelists. On the end, there is Matthew Best. Nice to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Tim Hill is with us as well. And Amelia Parker, who holds this seat right now and would like to serve again. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks for the invite.
Our panelists, Billy Stair, he is a longtime Politico insider. He's a Democrat. Nice to have you with us,
Good
Billy.
morning, thank you.
Susan Richardson-Williams is a Republican. She runs her own PR firm.
Good morning, John.
Good morning. And once again, this is my colleague, John North. Always good to have you in the saddle, John.
Thank you, sir.
Let's start with a question we ask all the candidates, and we'll start with you, Ms. Parker. Why are you running?
Well, thank you. Thank you for the question, and thank you for hosting these opportunities for us candidates and incumbents to reach the public. I'm running to continue the work that I began in a first term. There's a lot of work to do in our city to address some of the crises that we're still experiencing, especially in terms of a housing crisis, in terms of homelessness, mental health crisis. And I have introduced a few initiatives that I would like to be a part of and help champion and move forward in a second term.
All right, we'll talk more specifics soon. Mr. Hill, why are you running?
Thanks for having me. You know, I'm running to serve the people of Knoxville because that's what this election is about. It's about them and their needs and their desires, and it'll be them who will choose someone to make those decisions that ensure their safety comes first, that good jobs come here, that protect neighborhoods, and that address the needs of the community, such as mental health, addiction, and homelessness. And I would hope that when they examine my business background and my volunteer work, my community service, public service, and just life experience, that combination will benefit me to serve them on council.
Mr. Best, your reason for running?
Yeah, for me, I've worked with young people for a long time, and public service and the local community go together. Our local government is really important in changing the lives of folks. I work with young people and I get to hear about the neighborhoods, their environments, the stuff that leads to them needing somebody to intervene on their behalf and to kind of spend some time with them. And so I was thinking one day, what happens if we work at this from both ends, right? We got people like me mentoring, serving, leading, but what happens if we change the neighborhoods or change the circumstance that lead for so many kids to have to need intervention in the first place? That's for me why I think I'm running. I want to represent a different perspective on the council that's not always represented. And then also I got asked from people that I love and respect and folks that I live around that to consider running for this office. So,
well, thank you all. Susan, let's start with some specifics. You lead us off.
Okay. This is our third council hosting, I guess, and we have asked the others also about homelessness in our community. We know it's a big issue. There's not enough housing. There's a lot of talk about middle housing, getting that built. So I'd like to hear all three of you tell me what you think we can do about solving our homelessness problem here.
And we may start with you, Mr. Best,
Yeah.
and go down this way, if that's all right.
well, I think we all can agree that homelessness is a complex issue that is going to require a lot of different efforts to solve it. So we've got the housing availability piece. We've also got the mental illness piece that has to be, and we also got to deal with the policing and that kind of thing. Because I think so often we've kind of tried to throw one thing or another and not use a comprehensive approach. I'm excited to hear about the work that the city's going to do. I saw at Justice Knox, they announced there's going to be a summit to talk about how to tackle homelessness. It's not going to lead to exact solutions, but I'm excited to see our city work towards trying to come together with something multifaceted. And so I think as long as we can work in conjunction together to solve those things, it's going to take some time, but we can begin to do it in a way that's going to be sustainable. Because if you just do one thing, we're immediately going to have some pull the other way. And so we got it. Unless we're doing all the things at one time, we're not going to really get to the heart of our issue.
Mr. Hill, your thoughts on Susan's question?
Sure. Serving on a nonprofit Care Cuts, we see 400 or 500 folks a week, many dealing with mental health issues, addiction and homelessness. And this is one of the most compassionate communities that I've ever known, as well as being frustrated. And it's a very difficult challenge that we have, but it doesn't mean that we can't make a difference. And I think we are making a difference, and we're doing it in many ways. The best way government can lead is through supporting roles, and that is leaning on nonprofits like Helen Ross McNabb, VMC, CARM, Salvation Army, and making sure that we're funding them properly to get the needs to the people that need it most. And we also need to understand that we're living, the sail was set from 60 years of legislation. You know, that's when our government decided that we were going to replace state mental hospitals with community clinics, and they never got built. And so I think we need to do all that we can do supporting our nonprofits and faith-based groups until such time that hopefully they'll reinstate a state mental health hospital in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ms. Parker?
So to address our housing crisis, we need to approach the issue intentionally. One way that I've tried to be a voice on City Council is calling for every measure that comes before us that pertains to housing to have an affordability aspect to it. If we are only relying on the market to provide that affordable housing, we're not going to meet the goals that we need to meet in the time that we need to meet them. And so what I've been pushing for is for us to be really intentional and for us to ensure that we have housing in our community there's a definition that creates a standard, but adequate, accessible, affordable. There's definitions for all of those things for various demographics in our community, and create a plan for how we're going to address that lack of supply in our community.
We'll let you follow up, Susan and Billy, and we'll get John in as well. We've got to take a quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more of the candidates who would like to serve on council in at-large seat C right after this.